That was a fun new song. I enjoyed it very much. My name is Brooke. I'm the host. This is Contagious, the stay home comedy show. We started in the middle of quarantine, and here we are. We're still making jokes and spreading sillies like they're contagious. I've got some comedians here from across the sea and here on the mainland, depending on who you are and what you call this thing we call Earth. Just locations. If you believe in space-time, I don't know. I read a little bit about physics, and I guess space and time aren't even real. So glad you're here. Let's see. I'm going to talk a little bit about heckling. Heckling as a comedian can kind of throw you off your game a little bit. You know, you're not going to know, like, what are they saying and why are they saying that right now? And am I going to forget my joke? You know, it's kind of a big issue. It's kind of a big issue for us. Interesting in the Zoom environment, sometimes you get heckled by boobs. That happened. I mean, that was okay. Not the worst thing. I mean, at all. But I mean, if you want to show, I'll put it on gallery view just in case anyone wants to heckle in that way tonight. You don't have to, no pressure. Same with the live stream, you know, do what you want. We're here. No. My grandpa, I think he was the first heckler I met. We would go to the mall and he would heckle the perfume lady, you know, and I think he just wanted to drink some of the perfume. He's an alcoholic. I don't know. He would heckle me at my dance recitals. Kind of embarrassing. Luckily, I was young enough to not know what the camel toe compliment was about. I know. He got carried out of there. And I'm like, well, that's my grandpa. And he was like, just drunk. He was drunk. And then later on in life, I was kind of picking on my brother. Older sister thing. I think a lot of older siblings, they pick on their younger siblings. It's like a rite of passage, right? Somebody that you can pick on and they still love you, you know? I picked on my little brother until he got bigger than me, okay? His name is Shane, just so this joke makes sense in a minute. So my parents are like, what are we going to do with these children, right? Like they keep fighting and she's aggressive. So they put me in cheerleading. So I could be aggressive. And they put him in like wrestling and taekwondo and stuff so he could defend himself against me. And then, I don't know, a few seeds were planted. So I would go to his games, Shane's games, and make up cheers, you know, because now I know how to make up cheers. And I'm a big sister. So I'd be like, way to go, Shane-o! Innocent enough. He played football a couple of years later. I'd be like, way to tackle, Shane-o-wackle. Pretty fun. He went to college, played football there. I was older, so I wouldn't say an alcoholic, but I don't know, maybe. I go to the games and I'd be like, rah, someone take my brother's virginity. He's been a virgin and I don't know why. Maybe it's because his mom and his sister are kind of loud and overbearing and a little bit controlling. Yay! You know, and I'm like, do it. You got to be aggressive. Like, his heart's big, but his dinky donk is not. He hated what I did at his wedding. He said speech, you know. It never beats the time though. And I have to blame like heredity, you know, and training throughout my life. But it was almost like all those things like kind of culminated and then hit like a. And I was on a walk. It's a regular day. It was probably 69 degrees to tell you the truth. Perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Went on an innocent walk around the neighborhood. But then like from far away, I could hear it. I could hear a boom, boom, boom. And a zzz, zzz, zzz. And a hey, hand me the conduit. And I was like, oh no. Like my heart started to race. And it was almost like something took over my body. You know, I was like, I once dated a roofer, but he gave me shingles. They didn't laugh. So I was like, okay, let me try this one. I was like, I wanted to date an electrician, but no sparks. No sparks, none. And they just rolled their eyes. And I was like, geez, I need to hype it up a little bit. I'm like, anyone in charge of the floors? I need to be nailed. Nothing. Eventually they did have to haul me away. I was really getting in the way of their work. So I have a restraining order. I'm not allowed within 500 feet of any construction site. Oh no, I think it's cool. I kind of think it's neat. Like, not a lot of people can say that, you know. Then at the open mics, they're like, Brooke, you can't do that. And I'm like, but it just comes out, you know. Boobs. Just kidding. I can't do that on Facebook. We'd have to cancel this show, okay? I apologize. That's not the direction we're gonna go in tonight. Okay. I'm allergic to alcohol. I can't drink it at all. I always get bloated when I do, or I'll get hives. Usually STDs when I drink. Pretty much a guarantee. So I stay away. I do juice. I juice cucumbers and celery. I juice them real good in a real special way. I don't use a juicer. I use my blender and a nut bag. I don't know if you heard that. I use a nut bag. A lot of people don't know what a nut bag is. You use it to make nut milk. Mm-hmm. Or what I like to do is pour in all the cucumber juice and just tug and squeeze and tug and squeeze, tug and squeeze. And then like all the juice will start to accumulate kind of at the bottom of the nut bag. So you really got to squeeze there for a while. And it looks funny. Like, it looks funny. And I'm like, Brooke, this is your life. Like, this is what you do. You know, tug, tug, squeeze, squeeze. And then just like. You know, and I drink the juice. So that's a little bit about me. I'm Brooke. I'm from Nebraska. That's why my jokes are corny. Glad to be here. I've got a really fun show for you. Are you excited?
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get started. We've got 3 comedians with the showcase, and then we have a little lightning round at the end, so you'll see a little bit more. It'll be fun the whole time. I promise you're going to love it. First comedian, we're going to go to Virginia or DC or some other Massachusetts place around there. Lived in all those places. Excuse me. She has it on her background, but she does Distantly Social. It's a neat like trivia game show. You can like go with a whole group of friends. You could be on the same team. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So check out Distantly Social. But first, put your hands together right now for our next comedian, Casey Hackett.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Brooke. That was perfect. People always say socially distant, but you got it right. Distantly Social trivia every Thursday. And as Brooke said, my name is Casey. You might notice on the screen here, it's spelled Kacie. Yeah, there's so many ways to spell the name Casey, aren't there? And that's not one of them. That is not one of the options when you think about spelling the name Casey. People like see that name and they think my parents were like the real creative type, you know, and they always wanted me to grow up to be an artist or a stripper. Now, see, when my parents wanted to name me, they went down to like 7-Eleven and they saw all the keychains with everybody's names on them. There were 3 different ways to spell the name Casey. They picked the one that wasn't there. I never wanted to have to buy that shit ever. You know, you go on the field trip and you just want the big pencil with your name on it for all those important documents. And I never could get the big pencil. But the whole being cheap thing like never really worked out so well because my name is so fucked up. Starbucks gets it right every damn time. That shit is not cheap. My mom does not like that joke. My mom does not like that I call her cheap and allude to her being illiterate. She wants me to tell you the real way I got my name. So let me set the record straight. They were driving down the street. They saw it on a license plate and thought it looked cute. That is worse. That is a worse story. Like, just go with being cheap. Like, with that logic, I am 3 stoplights away from being named whatever the fuck Elon Musk named his kid. It's a terrible way to name babies. But despite my mother's poor naming capabilities, we're very close. I actually just got a text from her just now. So I thought I'd read it to you guys. It says, "You should join Match.com. You're too old for Bumble."
Oh no!
Can I report my mom for cyberbullying? That's just me. Like, I've heard of direct marketing, but Match.com, like, getting my mother to do their marketing for them is just a little much. And like, we weren't even talking about dating. Like, we were talking about Jeopardy. Like, was she like watching last night's episode and the category was, "I'll take women with aging ovaries and puzzles for 200. Casey, must text Casey. I think the commercial came on, the one with like personified 2020, and she falls in love with the devil. She thought of me, naturally, right? Like, growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch Friends because they had too much premarital sex. And now my mom's like, fuck it, marry the devil. I don't care. Where are the grandkids? Let's make this happen. My mom's not too subtle with with her opinions on me being single. A few years ago, my grandmother, who is my best friend in the world, passed away. I flew in for the funeral, and my mom picked me up from the airport. I get in the car. My mom said, "Casey, this is going to be hardest for you because you're alone. And significant others can really help in a time of need when you're hurting." So I got on the apps. I found a date, but apparently coffee dates are like not cool anymore. Yeah, this guy was not into the coffee date whatsoever. You know, I was there. I was being so pleasant. Was dressed in all black. We were in a basement of the church after the services with my family all around, and apparently he didn't think it was appropriate for a first date to be the coffee after the funeral, but you know, I think that was fine. Never heard from him again. The last time I saw my aunt and uncle was actually for that funeral. They live in Hawaii, so we don't see each other that often. We don't talk that often because we just have some differing beliefs, like facts and whatever the fuck they believe in. But when they were in for the funeral, I thought we made some good strides. I thought we had some like really educated conversations, and we explored each other's differences and just we're on the same field. In fact, like at the end of this conversation, my aunt let me know that I'm in her will. It's great. Yeah, she told me in the event of the rapture, I get the property in Hawaii. Like, I always had a feeling I was the family's favorite sinner, but it's nice to see it on paper, you know? It's just nice confirmation is that, you know, they don't think I'm getting called up to heaven, but of all the family members, she'll mow the lawn between the fire and brimstone, so we know we can trust her with the house. So comforting. I always get nervous about that joke, you know, just like yelling about the rapture. You never know what like embarrassing ads you're gonna, like, what weird algorithm is going to serve me up some ad, you know, related to the rapture. I've gotten some weird ads, and it's now that we're working from home, like sometimes you're on screen share with colleagues and some real weird shit pops up. I thought like the epitome of embarrassing ads, like in a work setting, would be something sexual, right? Like porn ad or like a vibrator ad comes up. But no, there's something so much worse, so much worse. As I learned, I was screen sharing my computer and I had a sidebar for the local rehab clinic. Yeah, I swear the next meeting I could see my coworkers like counting the wine bottles in the back, like trying to get a look at the recycling. So now I have this virtual background all the time. You don't get to know what's in my coffee cup, bitches. Come on. Oh, sorry. This set's a little dark. We've got alcoholism. We've got funerals. You would think I was like one of those goth kids in school or something. I was not. I have been thinking about those kids though lately. Like, do you think goth kids like were afraid to wear mood rings just in case it accidentally showed they were like happy on the inside? You walk by, it's like, that's some pretty fucking joyful blue there, Xander. I didn't listen to My Chemical Romance this morning. The goth kids were always like kind of jealous of my mood ring. Mine always said I was dead. They thought that was really cool. I have this condition. My hands turn really cold and purple a lot of times. And it started showing up right around middle school, which is really exactly when that's great to happen. You know, Kermit said it's not easy being green. I don't recommend blowing up and being purple like the chick from Willy Wonka either. That doesn't get you a lot of friends. You know, it's like puberty, it's middle school. My body's going through so many changes, but no one was expecting the purple thing. So I didn't know what was happening to my body, but neither did the adults. That's not what you want. I got like some very helpful tips. You know, my mom thought maybe this was like a blood circulation thing, so I should just flap my arms around a lot to get the blood moving all the time. Yeah, I will take being the purple people eater over the chicken dance girl any day of the week. So I was not trying to do that. I had another teacher who looked at my hand and was like, "Oh my God, do you have frostbite?" Well, this is social studies, not Everest. And unless we're going to the North Pole, Miss Frizzle, I don't think that's what's going on. No one else is wearing a parka. I think something else is going on. But my favorite was this grown woman. She was entrusted with educating kids. She pulled me aside one day, very concerned, and asked me if I was getting my period. I'm like 13 at the time, and I don't have like the breadth of knowledge of women's bodies that say like Congress does. But I'm pretty sure that's not how menstruation works. Like, it doesn't drain all the blood from your hands and just flow through your uterus. Going out on a limb. Still not really sure, but I don't think that's how that works. But I did find an answer, not with the adults, in a very unlikely place. I found the answer. This was the year 2000, and the movie X-Men came out. I was a mutant, obviously. You know, I could have gotten other powers. Like, would have been kind of cool to have the ability to walk through walls, or you know, just know when he reads that fucking text message. But no, I'll settle for this power too. You know, I'm Purple Raina. My hands are purple and cold, and with these powers alone, with one single touch, I can make his erection go away immediately. I have been diagnosed, if you're wondering. The real name of the condition I have, it's called Raynaud's phenomenon. Raynaud's phenomenon. Do 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 phenomenon. Do 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 phenomenon. Yeah, I'm not a mutant. I'm just a fucking muppet with that diagnosis. I wish wish I could have been that doctor. It's like, I don't know what this is. Let's Google some synonyms for I don't know. Oh, phenomenon. That works. It was the purple conspiracy theory taken. That seems like that would have worked out well too. But this was 2000, so that makes sense. See, before like QAnon had like pizza parlors to raid and stuff, they were very, very concerned about a Teletubby sexual orientation. So the purple conspiracy theory was taken. They couldn't name it that. I'll leave you guys with this. I was shopping the other day, looking for some cute like summer dresses, just in case the opportunity to go to Hawaii pops up. And I saw this cute dress. I clicked on it, and it turns out it was a maternity dress. Some of you might know, babies are the glitter of the internet. Like once you click on them, you are imprinted for life. I tried to undo the algorithm. I tried to do everything I could. I DoorDashed a ton of sushi. So much sushi. I bought jeans so skinny. I don't even fit in them. But I was still seeing that fucking Gerber baby's face. To go deeper. So I subscribed. I subscribed to every liquor newsletter you could possibly imagine. Do you think I want to know Smirnoff's flavor of the month? Of course not. April's cherry, if you're wondering. This month is cherry. Oh, all the rehab ads I'm getting are starting to make a lot more sense. They think I'm a pregnant chick who is just signing up for every liquor newsletter you can possibly imagine. Huh. All right. Well, I think that's my time. Thank you guys. I'm Casey Hackett.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, that was Casey Hackett, everybody. Woo! Check out Distantly Social on Facebook and go on Thursdays with your friends. Have a good time. They've raised a ton of money for charity. I taught her the shoulder dance. Now she's doing it. Yeah. All right. That was fun. That was fun. You do have to be careful what you say out loud. Everyone's listening. Like right now. Hi. All right. We've got we got a few more comedians. We're gonna keep going. This is fun. This is awesome. All right. Next comedian, he's got blue hair and a blue shirt, but I have a feeling he is not blue. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm making it easy for them to tell jokes. District Comedy. He has a District Comedy. They have a show coming up on April 16th,
yeah.
At 8 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. Everybody, please put your hands together for Tom Beller.
I'm so glad that I was about to correct you on the date and didn't even notice that you'd said February. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching that for me. But yeah, hi everybody. My name is Tom, coming at you live from my closet. You're welcome, Mom. I'm gay, but I'm also a performer, obviously, and a librarian. So you could say I'm a member of the ABGILQT community, because alphabetizing. Yeah. Brooke got it right away. I didn't even have to explain it. But yeah, this was all pretty recent though. Like not being gay, obviously, that's always been a thing, whether I knew it or not. But it was just in August that I got my graduate degree in library sciences. Woo, woo, woo. And mind you, this is after getting BA in theater, because basically I'm on a mission to collect the most useless degrees possible. Next up, I'm getting my doctorate in basket weaving. No, I went to school and I was basically like, you know what will make a lot of money? Theater and libraries. That's the ticket. The arts and public service. Yeah, librarian by day, actor by night, aka poor by day and poor by night. But no, it's still an accomplishment though to graduate during a pandemic. Like, by the way, side note, I celebrated my graduation with a kale smoothie because as you may have been able to guess already, I'm a little bit psychotic. But I then went on to get my first official job as a librarian just a few months later. And people did start asking me, they were like, Tom, how have you been so successful in a time that has presented so many challenges to so many people? And my answer to that is a lot of hard work, determination, and the ability to dissociate from reality for months at a time. That plus a little bit of white privilege never hurts. But no, starting a new job is still hard though. Like one thing that was really difficult was that I had to buy a new car, just like new to me. It was a used car, nothing fancy, just something to get me from one day to the next. I mean, sorry, one place to the next. One place to the next. Would be terrible to have a breakdown. The car, that is, the car have a breakdown. And I also got engaged in September. I know it's like, oh my God, 2020 just needed to keep going on forever. Please. But like the timing of everything, it made me wish that there was some way I could have been like onboarded into my relationship like I was with my job. Like I wish that there had been someone to be like, okay, so we're gonna need you to have emotional availability from 5 to 9 Monday through Friday. And before you leave today, make sure you filled out the paperwork for enrolling in your sexual benefits. We've offer coverage through the Care First Blue Balls Open Access package, which ensures you're allotted a semi-annual threesome with pre-screened providers in your network. You'll also get access to benefits like streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, and Pornhub. No, but because I have the type of personality you would expect of a librarian, it would also follow that when I proposed, I cut a puzzle box with a laser cutter, which, when solved correctly, i.e., making no mistakes from beginning to end, still requires 64 steps to unlock the ring inside. Which is like, I know it seems a little extra, but my thought was like, this would be great because he loves puzzles and it would give me enough time to think it over that this was something I really wanted to do. And it's interesting too, that because you kind of mentioned this a little bit too, Casey, but as soon as we announced that we were engaged, my mom was similarly like, when are you gonna have kids? Like that was the first thing she asked. And I'm like, I don't know. What could possibly be the problem? Don't worry, we're still trying frequently and vigorously. And I know that's kind of like a jokey response, and it may come off as like a little bit aloof, but it's so much easier to say something like that than to like sit down with my mom and like have the talk, like some kind of weird reverse like role reversal sort of thing. And it's like sitting down being like, well, when two men love each other very much, they download torrent and surf the dark web, and 2 to 3 weeks later, Wayfair has just what we need. But and this isn't really this part, unfortunately, isn't really a joke. I wish it was. The main issue is that my mom also keeps suggesting that my fiance sleep with my sister.
What?
So that the baby looks like both of us.
Oh.
Don't like you agree with her? Brooke, come on.
It's kind of brilliant. I mean.
Okay, so like that was part of it. Is like, this is a really good idea. How long have you been thinking about this? And also, have you run this by her yet? Because my sister barely likes me, let alone is going to like conceive a child for me. And like, she means well, obviously. She's my mom. But she isn't a good matchmaker. But what she is good at is finding a deal, because adoption is expensive, and that would save us some money. Don't we all want to save a buck here and there? But no. Again, I'm really grateful, and I'm really lucky to have found my fiance, because believe it or not, the men and women from my past were not all winners. For example, I once had an ex who came home and they were like, "Hey, I was just running some errands, and while I was out, I saw this, and I got it because it made me think of you." Which initially sounds sweet, right? But it I'll just say it. It was a ring made of a human molar. That is what the gift was that made him think of me. And I'm like, oh God, finally somebody who gets the brand. It's I hope that's a black diamond and not a cavity. I I really can't blame the guy though. Like it was a sweet gesture. And like, have any of you guys ever tried to make a gift yourself? It's like, that's crafty. That is a also intelligent use of your resources. But yeah, like a lot of other gays out there, I was on Grindr for a while. I hate it. I'm not a fan. And not just because quarantine has made me gain some weight, and the only exercises I've been doing are on the hedonic treadmill. Um, my happiness is directly related to how many goals I achieve. That's what that means if you're not familiar with self-help books. But Grindr's also not great for me because I also turned 28 this summer, and that's the gay dead. I'm no longer a twink. I am a twunk. I have twonked. That is it for me. But like on the app, they force you into a category. And like, I'm not an animal person. I'm not a fox, a bear, a pig, a wolf. None of that. None of the forest creatures like Disney princesses are getting day drunk with. I'm not about that life. I'm also not a jock because I don't get sports. It's like, yay, ball, in goal, points somewhere. Yay, this is my personality. Like that's the summary of it for me. But my new gay tribe, since I don't identify anywhere else, is just gonna be depressed. That's now going to be my trademark. Hashtag trademarked. That's mine. Copyright. You heard it here first. And then this will be the end of my Grindr rant, I promise. But like, Grindr is like going to Starbucks for a specific complicated latte when all they have is regular coffee. I go in and I'm like, oh, I'd like a jock otter looking for fun relationship and networking, please, with an extra shot of vanilla and daddy issues, if you don't mind. And they're just like, sorry, we're fresh out. How about a headless torso with the profile name Gape Master 3000? And while those are clearly different things, at the end of the day, they both get the job done. And it's like, does Gape Master have abs and a picture holding a fish? Because if so, I'm sold. And it's not even really an issue with Grindr itself that got me started on this, but also to give you some backstory, my family used to keep track of each other with the Find My iPhone app. And I didn't download that because I thought that was creepy. So they got Grindr instead, just to keep tabs on me. And it's like, oh, Thick Dick 69 is 10 miles away. I guess Tommy won't be home for dinner. Like, this information we don't need to be sharing. But again, like, I'm just really grateful for my fiance for getting me out of that whole cycle. And also, they're just genuinely a great person. Like, he puts up with so much. He's so patient. I talk in my sleep, for one thing. This is something that I did not know until I started seeing him because I had never spent multiple nights over with somebody before. But yeah, I not only talk in my sleep, apparently I yell and in Russian. Yeah, which I don't speak Russian, so I'm not sure how that works. Let's just say I'm a new kind of sleeper agent. But that's enough gay stuff for now. I'm also a nerd. Are there any other nerds in the crowd? Give me a whoop whoop. Yeah, that was a nerdy, depressed whoop whoop. AKA my people. I'm glad I found my demographic here at the end of the pandemic. But yeah, so in your nerdydom, have you all ever played Dungeons and Dragons? No? Oh my God, have I got some material for you. So I do play D&D, and if you're not familiar, it's just a role-playing game. It's like you're basically pretending you have a normal life. Like my favorite part of the game is pretending like I've had a long rest, and that I've met strangers I can go on adventures with. That is like the epitome of it for me. But D&D is also great because you get to pretend that you can make choices about your life, even though in actuality it's all run by someone else, giving me the illusion of control. And so if you don't want to play D&D, also living in the US is a great substitute, I have found. But yeah, no. If anything, I'm taking 68 psychic damage for anxiety. Okay, that was more for me than for the audience. I'm also a fan of video games, so okay, nerdy people. Any of you guys play Paper Mario?
Paper.
Oh, okay. I mean, you've probably heard of it at least. So here's my thing with Paper Mario, though, is that like, do the people in Paper Mario, like, what do they use for paper? Like, do they still use paper, or do they like rip off an arm if they need to write something down? Do they call books graveyards? Yeah, you know you're getting older when you start questioning whether or not all the levels in Paper Mario are OSHA compliant. It's like, I'm sorry, are you gonna call pest control to deal with all of these Koopas? Or also, the floor is literally lava. You may want to take care of that. I'm also a theater nerd. I don't think I'm gonna go back to theater because mostly I've discovered I don't like it. Basically, the pandemic, I feel like I've just gotten out of a cult. Like, my mind is now clear. And yeah, now I do stand-up, which is not cult-like at all, you know? Neither of these things use their beliefs to justify morally corrupt behavior. Definitely don't take advantage of those who may be mentally unstable and exploit them for profit. And they certainly don't promise redemption, recognition, and acceptance that can be earned through committing themselves to a specific lifestyle. Don't touch that mic stand. Thank you, Five. Let me finish my Kool-Aid. By the way, that's a Joan of Arc quote, or George Carlin. I get them confused sometimes. Yeah, not similar at all. But I'm also really organized. That's how you know I'm nerdy. Instead of writing my bits in a notebook, I like to put each joke into a linked data network.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm a lot of fun at parties. This gives me the benefit of being able to sort my jokes by topics that I talk about the most. So without further ado, I mostly talk about gay stuff, which we definitely covered. My family's not gonna like this. We did that. Relationships, am I right? Poop jokes, that's kind of been a dying category. But my favorite and always present in my comedy is I'm having an existential crisis. Please help. This is a cry for help. No, that's really the librarian me coming out, but I'll leave you all with this little bit of educational knowledge about the library, because I think it's needed, because there's so much to the library nowadays than just books, you know? Like I mentioned, I do a lot of data stuff. I learned a lot about metadata in my program. And like we studied algorithms and stuff websites use to create content. And so for instance, you know those filters on Facebook where it like scrolls a question by like, what fairy tale are you? Like that's the kind of stuff we would study. And it's a great example because that one, I got a very accurate answer of Goldilocks. Because that is me in a nutshell. There's no other way I would rather spend a day than eating, taking a nap, and being woken up by a bear eating me out. Thank you so much for listening to me. Again, you can find me at district-comedy.com/fancy for those tickets. And thanks so much for listening to me. Thank you for having me on, Brooke. I've never done a set this long before. This is so fun. I should talk all the time.
Yeah.
Keep going for Tom.
Thank you.
Check out District Comedy. That was hilarious. Princess Goldilocks. I liked The Little Mermaid. She was the redhead one. And I'm a lot like her because we're both always wet. It's not funny. Have you ever met a brook in real life? If you go out to the mountains and you see a brook? A brook is by essential, like wet and babbling. Like if they are dry, it is what? It's called land. One more round of applause for Tom. All right. If you were here a couple of weeks ago, you got a little taste of this lady. If you were here like a year ago, you might remember her too. If you are stalking her, then obviously you saw her earlier today. She's hilarious and she's like musically talented. So last time I had her song stuck in my head for a good week. Pretty awesome actually, because it made me laugh every time. From Bristol. And right now to you, please put your hands together for Capriella Hooper.
I was born in 99, and my parents didn't know I come out looking so fine. And I wasn't part of their plan, 'cause young Capriella wasn't a man. 20 years later, I'm at this show, but they never answer their phones, so they'll never know. Thank you. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep doing songs for you guys tonight. So this first song I'm gonna do, is one of Brooke's favorites. It's about the last relationship I was ever in, and it was with a guy named Ty, and we ended on really good terms. So this is my song about Tyrone. I see an empty screen of where my boyfriend's Facebook used to be. He has ghosted me and blocked me, so now I'm all alone. So I went to history. You think you can ghost me, mate, in your dreams? I know where he sleeps and I need answers, so I went to his home. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is? And I know he's the only one for me. And I'm showing signs of my personality disorder. And I broke the rules of my restraining order. So I sent him some voicemails. Hey, it's me again. Hey, hey, who is Jane? I'm hiding in his shed. I also left a present on his bed. You think I'd see the signs? I'm at his house in the middle of the night. I'll be here waiting for when he does arrive. Answer the phone. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is? And I know he's the only one for me. And he promised me that he didn't cheat. But I'm not allowed within 15 feet. So I checked my voicemail. Hey, this time you've gone too far. Hey, you better not have keys my car. Fun fact for all the women watching this: if you slash 3 out of 4 of their car tires, their insurance won't cover it. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? I ain't got a fucking clue where he is anymore. Thank you. Thanks for that. I love doing that song. I feel like I've been playing that song now for like a couple of years, and I feel like it's like a staple. Like I feel like when I'll go out for like drinks with friends, and I'll see people and they'll like that I kind of know, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, did you ever actually find out what happened to Tyrone? Where is he?" And I'm like, "Honey, if I knew where he was, I wouldn't be here tonight." But that's the point. So I kind of after the whole thing with Tyrone, I thought I would kind of push myself back into dating again. So I signed myself up at Tinder. But my problem is with online dating is that the same thing just seems to happen to me. So I've written a song about my kind of experience of online dating, and I hope that none of you can relate to it like I can. I've got a problem I'd really like to share, and it keeps happening and I cannot bear. And people think doing it is fine, but I'm telling you that this is the last time. I'm getting tired, I'm getting sick. Please stop sending me your dick pics. This thing I hate the most because your pee-pee is super gross. So much grace. If I wanted to see a dick, I would look at your face. I'm like, I really, you're full of crap. I'm scared to open this WhatsApp. And no, I'm not gonna send you one back. You disgust me. I ignore it when they send it, let it linger. This is why you should never use Tinder. Do you want to see more, baby? No, I want to see less. People behind when the bus just saw your nasty penis. You should get outside more, you loner. Stop sending women your phone or boners. I hate the most because your pee-pee is super gross. I hate it so much grace. If I wanted to see a knob, I would look at your face. So to all the men out there that want to show women your pubic hair, here's your chance. I'm joking. Keep your winky in your pants. Thank you.
Woo.
Right, so I'll do another song. If we stay on the relationship, stay on relationships. I feel like that was a kind of it definitely moves now. Things you said earlier about Grindr and dating and stuff. So after kind of all this happened and going through dating, never working, I finally met someone who I thought was really nice at work. We should never eat shit where you eat or eat where you shit. But yeah, like I met a guy at work and he was really nice and we got on really well, and it turns out that he was actually really horrible and that he had a wife and 2 children. So this is the song I wrote when I found out that information. I heard you already settled down round about 10 years you've been married now. I heard you're single, but that's not true. I guess you wanted things your wife couldn't give to you. Oh, mate, stop it. Don't cry. I'm not taking you back. Why? Because I hope you die. I had to come out of the blue uninvited because I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had to see your face from when I told your wife and she told you that it was over. I will never find someone like you, and I wish nothing but the worst for you. Hugh, please forget me. I beg, I don't want to remember what you said. Let's hook up, cause I'm not married, my wife is dead. He actually said that to me. Let's hook up, I'm not married, my wife is dead. You know how the Time flies only. Yesterday I ruined your life. Your kids will now be raised by some guy named Dave. Oh, don't act surprised that your marriage decayed. I hope I never find someone like you. And I wish nothing but the worst for you. You, please forget me, I beg, and remember what I said. Don't fuck with me, cause you're a knobhead. Don't fuck with me, cause you're a knobhead. I'll do one more song, I think. So this is a song that I wrote during lockdown. I'm assuming it's kind of the same for US and UK. I think it's UK a lot stronger in terms of lockdowns. Have you ever actually had like a full lockdown?
Nope.
No, so you've
Omaha,
never.
not
There's
like a
never been a
full
period of
one.
time where they said you have to stay in your house.
Not everybody. I
It
mean, they still
depends
had
Depends on
Walmart
the state.
and gas
So
station.
there was months we've literally just had to. They said you can't leave unless you need to go shop. Like unless you need to go to the supermarket. That's literally it.
Yeah.
What? Crazy. Anyway, I wrote this
Yeah.
song during that time period because it was a toughie. Here we go. Mm. I'm gonna take myself to the fridge again. I'm gonna eat until I can't no more. Gonna take myself to the snack cupboard. I'm gonna stuff my face till my gut gets sore. I'm lying on the floor so I can eat some more. I need more bread. I'm a carbohydrate whore. That and nudie mags stole them from my dad. Oh, the page is full of slags. Oh shit, where was I going? Oh yeah, you will never see me running because of all this scoffing. You will never see me running because of all this scoffing. All my tights of ladders, milkshake in my bladder, cheated on my weight group, too much tuner pasta. My life as a foodie, Big Macs and smoothies, biscuit packs from Aldi, stretch marks on my booty. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. I'm gonna keep on scoffing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. I'm gonna keep on scoffing. Gonna take myself to the fridge again. I'm gonna eat until I can no more. Gonna take myself to the snack cupboard. I'm gonna stuff my face till my gut gets sore. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. I actually love that song. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Actually, okay, you know what? We'll finish. Have I got time for one more?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do one more. This is so basically when I just finished university. I just did a degree in comedy as well, if that helps. Literally my degree was in comedy. And it was awful because it was subjective, obviously. So to get graded on comedy is quite hard. And when everyone who's grading you is all men over the age of 60, they didn't find me very funny, but that's fine because I'm hilarious. But yeah, when there was like a kind of mandatory sexual health meeting, you know, when they kind of like on campus they try and pull everyone in, and they pulled us all in for this meeting, and it was like this older lady was kind of telling us about safe sex and that we should use condoms and all that kind of thing. And I thought, this is not how young people want to learn about sexual education. They want to learn it by me through song. So I wrote a song about it.
Awesome.
There's like a ring in here and I don't like it. There we go. Diseases and STIs, it gets the best of us, as you and I. Diseases and STDs, even Charlie Sheen has HIV. If you get an STD, it doesn't really matter unless it's herpes. That's forever. It might be chlamydia, I call it the big C. There's no need to panic, just go see your GP. It's like 5 days of antibiotics, it's not actually that bad. It's hard to tell if your life's a mess, because big C is symptomless. It was. There's no need to cry, it's just an STI. There's no need to cry, it's just an STI. My friend got gonorrhea when she was young. The only cure for that's an injection in your bum. You might think you're living a clean life of bliss, and then turns out you've got a little syphilis, but it's just a little bit. Only a little bit, it's fine. What's the new one? It's HPV. It's a pain in the ass and fucking hurts when you pee. It really hurts when you pee. There's an STIs. It gets the best of us as you and I. Diseases and STDs. Even Charlie Sheen has HIV. Thank you. So I've been Capriella. You guys have been smashing, really. I have a YouTube channel. It's Getting Loser. I'll leave a link in the description. But thank you. That makes sense. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Brooke.
Gabriella Hooper. I could have listened to like probably a couple hours of that, to be honest. And I did put the YouTube link on the live stream, so hopefully everyone just clicks on it and then subscribes so they can hear more and share it and everything. Hell yeah. One more round of applause for Casey. Remember Casey from earlier? And Tom. And Gabriella. And we had the tutors. Yeah. And then the fun host. Thank you. Thank you. Before we go, we're going to do a little lightning round. So we've got 2 comedians that are going to do a little bit of jokes for you. So please put your hands together from Las Vegas. Kirk Broussard.
Okay, first, holy shit, did she just say she's gonna wiggle it in the description? That's like the greatest thing I've ever heard. It's so much better than post it in the comments or, oh, god damn it. Why did we leave England again? Can someone remind me? Holy shit, that is so much cooler. Wiggle it in the description. I cannot forget that. Yeah, I don't know. It's been an hour of fucking laughs. Good fucking show. Let's just really relax a second, take a breath. I don't want to overwhelm people. We still got Ian coming up. Oh man, live comedy's kind of coming back. I guess it is. I'm set up to get a vaccine next Thursday. Oh, less than a week. Shit, that'll be fun. Yeah, I did a open mic the other night at a new venue here in Vegas. If I was to tell you to imagine a haunted hotel that Gianni Versace decorated, it would be the exact thing where I performed. I mean, it was pretty fucking cool. Like, and the new owner of the place apparently is like a huge fan of comedy. Like, he literally sat there through the entire 3-hour open mic, like just because he likes watching comedians, and put on a couple shows. I don't know, man. People say comedy is subjective, but sometimes it's just more like we're subjected to comedy. I don't know. It's close. I don't know. Is it a sign of old age or my memory or just loneliness that I was recently checking the expiration date on some Cialis? Maybe one of those 3. I don't know. Good news though. I got till July 2021. It's a deadline. I mean, but if anybody should know, I mean, they should know I don't perform well under pressure, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just did that. I'm sorry. What's up? A minute left. Let's figure this out. Face tattoos, they legitimately used to be scary, right? Like, I mean, maybe 20 years ago, 25, like you see someone with a face tattoo, you know, they like were in prison and could very comfortably just stab you or shoot you or just kill, but you just don't have to worry about it these days. It's like, maybe they just have a hip hop record label. I don't know, but it's kind of like how MMA, Like you can't tell if someone's a good fighter just by looking at them. Any guy, any girl could very comfortably just be a triple something belt and something, I don't know. You just can't tell. I mean, you don't ever know until you just wake up in the parking lot and your comic friends are standing over you like, that's not how crowd work is supposed to go, Kirk. I do smoke a lot of cigarettes. I've been told smoking is a slow suicide. That's why recently I've tried cutting. Back on my smoking, here's Ian Ryland Smith, everybody. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, wow. That Capriella, am I right? So beautiful. So beautiful. I just wish I wasn't afraid of the ocean. Oh. So yeah, I work at the sheet music store. Actually, before I get into that, I went to the largest drug dealer in town and they shot me up with some of that fizzy, if you know what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is I went to Walmart and got the Pfizer vaccine. That fizzy. But yeah, I work at a music store and people come in to the music store and they're like, or no, I say, hey, how you doing? And they're like, I need some music. It's like, cool. You're in the right place. What kind of music can I get you? I need this and this and this. Well, we have this and this, but we're going to have to order this. They're like, okay, I'm going to need to take your account. What's your name? My name is Jenny Reichenschleichner. Like, okay, how do you spell that? And she says Jenny. What? I can spell Jenny. To some people. And then I had to check her out because that's my job, is I check people out. And sometimes someone, usually a woman, she'll say, hey, can I get a sack with that?
Whoa.
And she just wants a bag with her stuff.
Yeah.
Can I get a sack with that? It's like, I know these pants are tight, but damn. Pump the brakes there. I'm at work. I have to be nice to you. Yeah. I'm a good looking guy, I have to say.
Jesus.
And I can't wait to hang out with all my irresponsible friends again. Because I got that fizzy in my arm right now. I'm all juiced up. And if I listen closely enough, I can hear Bill Gates whispering in my ear. He's saying, buy more Ovaltine. Right.
That was our show. That was Contagious, the stay-home comedy show. We'll be back next Friday for some more of this shenanigans. Thank you so much for watching. Good day or